Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newpol and Tim Van Stratton.
Well, hello there, dummies, and welcome to another episode, the 18th episode of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name is Tim, the Slim Reaper Van Stratton. With me is Rodney Newpol. He is somehow not a primetime NFL expert, even though I feel like you should be a primetime NFL expert today. Hello, Rodney. Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday to you as well. I hope you're enjoying your out on assignment here. This will be the last show that you'll be out on assignment, as you'll have to come back at some point. But I am still the primetime expert. I just can't continue to shove it down listeners' throats, but I am still the primetime NFL expert. Anyways, got that Rams game right last night, as we both did. Good work by both of us. Our Substack both had that game going. So love that for the Rams. And now here we go. Football slate, a weekend football slate. Monday's the equinox, the sports equinox. So here we go. Busy next 3 or 4 days.
I'm throwing this out there. Should we do I don't know if there's some sort of special equinox thing we should do. Not necessarily like a full show, but maybe some type of enhanced best bets for betting, or like a Substack where it's like we have bets from every sport.
I love it. You may not be available since, again, you're out on assignment. Well, you're back Monday.
I'll be available. I'll be available for Monday. For not in the morning, but I'll be available.
Twitter Spaces mid-afternoon.
That's an option.
That's a market we haven't got into. So this is one of those we should probably discuss pre-show that we're spending the first 2:45 of our real show talking about. But that's a great idea. Let's get to that. Yeah. We can do that.
See, this is the type of professionalism that you get on the stupidest sports show on earth. Not only do you get a show that starts about 11 minutes after it says it's going to start, but then you get to sit in a production meeting for 2 minutes after that. So
yeah, I love it. Well, I didn't even join our show until 8:01.
Right, so, right. Yeah, I'm just sitting here I had to set my alarm for about 2:30 a.m. Hawaii time, right? And I'm just sitting here. I'm just tired as hell. And then I'm just there. I'm like, where's Rodney? And I just he laughed at a text that I sent him last night. So I know he's up. And I was like, are you coming? He was like, oh, I can't find the show. Oh, wait, there it is. And then I'm just like, dude.
Hi, guy. We're here. Here we are. But you're right. It is how this show rolls. And that's why we have the listenership we have and the great fans we have. So thank you for tuning in this morning. And we got plenty to talk about in the world of sports. Can't wait.
Yeah. I feel like you mentioned it already. Let's start there. You're welcome. Yeah. Rams. This has been the game that we've been waiting for weeks. When you unveiled the conspiracy that anytime a team plays the Detroit Lions, they get their shit kicked in the next week, we're like, okay, well, when's the next opportunity to do that? And we looked on the schedule and was like, okay, perfect. Vikings at the Rams, traveling west, Thursday night football, easy money. And it wasn't the horrific beating that maybe other teams that had recently played the Lions have had the following week. But Vikings, one-loss team, going to LA, facing a 2-4 Rams team, lost by double digits. I know that double digits, I'm kind of, it wasn't a blowout by any means, but especially that second half, the Rams had it. I personally, I never felt like the Rams were in doubt in that game, especially after halftime.
Yeah, no, it was a great one for us, and it's just, and maybe it's not the fact that you get blown out by the team that you get blown out by that next team, but it might be more like the Lions beat you down so much physically and maybe even emotionally and whatever that next game you just can't play the 60 minutes or the 48 minutes, whatever. You're maybe you compete because listen, the Vikings started well. Don't get me wrong, they didn't come in with a hangover. Sam Darnold threw 2 early touchdowns. I'm thinking, okay, maybe Minnesota, maybe Kevin O'Connell's team is that team that can withstand it. But as the game went along, it was Los Angeles looks better than Minnesota right now. They look maybe a little more fresh. They look a little more with it. And some of that obviously has to do with the travel. The short week was both of them, but the travel and a lot of it. Now, I'm not doubting our system because I'm going to stick with the system, including next week, and we'll get to that game here in just a minute. But a lot of it, let's be honest, had to do with the Rams got 2 receivers back that are both really good. And that helped our system. But the fact of the matter is teams are 0-5 against the spread after playing the Lions this year. Take it for what you want. That's what it is. And I will continue. And honestly, I'm just going to play it the rest of the year, see how it plays out. Like, it can't do any worse than me looking at the line or any better than me looking at the line and saying, oh, I like them. This is just an automatic for me. An automatic easy system play. And if it loses, it loses. But it worked out last night.
Right. Okay. So, and you were sharing some of the upcoming games here, and we just like run through them real quick. So like, and so people can hear like, okay, yeah, it's not that crazy. It's not like it's like, oh, okay, well, that means that the I don't know, the Chiefs are going to lose to the Titans. Like it's nothing like that. So like the next one is going to be because the Titans play the Lions this Sunday.
Yep.
So then after that they get the Patriots. So Patriots over the Titans. Like, yeah, we could see the Patriots beating the Titans. Both teams are bad. Like,
yeah, 100% on November 3rd. That's a game. And again, it's already going to be locked in for me. I'm going to pick the Patriots to win that game. And I've got the Patriots near the bottom of my power ranking. I've got the Titans too, but I think the Patriots are terrible, but it's a system play. Lions are going to beat the tar out of the Titans this weekend and then turn around and they're going to be worn out. The one after that is interesting though. There's a week off, okay, in our system play, but the one after that is we're picking Dallas. We got to pick Dallas at home against Houston, and they're going to be at home because the Lions play Houston on the 11th or whatever it is. So we'd have to take the Cowboys, but like, okay, I don't know if but some of us in the sports world think Dallas is going to come along at some point, maybe get better. They still have talent. That's not a crazy game to pick at home against Houston. And then the Patriots again on December 1st would be another system game as they play the Colts. Again, not crazy to think about New England beating the Colts. I mean, the Colts aren't very good either. So, and then we'll go to one more here. Seattle at home on the 15th of December against the Packers. Again, not an overly crazy game to pick. Both those teams are playoff contenders. There we go. There's some of our system plays. And we'll talk more about them as we get closer because, I mean, in fact, they may be in our best bets for betting. Who knows?
I mean, is it any crazier than like when the Buccaneers played that game against Detroit and then lost 26-7 at home to Denver or whatever it was? Like,
and there's a reason.
It's no crazier than that.
Yeah. And there's a reason for it. I mean, and we talk all the time about Dan Campbell, Man Campbell, whatever we want to call it, but his team's physical, and obviously they're doing something that is affecting not only that game but going forward. So for me, you can buy in, listeners. You can buy in as you want. You can fade follow as you want. But for me, this year, it's an instant play. We'll see how it plays out.
There are a few instant plays. Like we have to put together. This is back to the production meeting. Like a Stupidest Sports Show instant plays. And it's Senators against the Hornets.
Yep, which tonight, by the way.
NBA better. Oh, yeah. And then teams coming after a game against the Lions bet against them. Yep. And like that's where we start. And then we'll just build the rest out as we go, as we learn things over the years.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's what happened. That's how people become good at this, right? And I'm not saying we're good at it by any means. I mean, just wait till you get to our best bets for betting records. I mean, we obviously have had some struggles, but I think we're on to something here, especially this year. Now, I'm not. You can't look into next year and say this is going to continue. The teams are going to look different, but for the 2024 into this early part of 2025. I think you're crazy if you don't play against this trend.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, real quick, a reminder. Rodney's mentioned the Substack. We are still on Substack. We are giving you picks all the time, including that Rams winner. You would have gotten them plus 135. The line was moving it, so we got them pretty early.
Yeah.
It closed, I think, at 2.5, and the money line probably dropped to about 125.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you got in at when it was three, maybe 3.5 at one point, and money line, good, you're a winner. And also, you still have a few days to actually subscribe to the Substack to get all of our picks. Rodney and I are both doing pretty well. Both have winning records. And you could sign up, and anyone who signs up through the month of October, you will be randomly selected, or you will enter drawing to get randomly selected for a jersey of your choice. So
yes, sir. And just so you know, the Substack will probably be sent somewhere around the 2 time. You and I will make our picks before that. It could come a little bit later. Most of the time, unless it's a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, obviously it's going to be earlier. Most of the time, it probably will not come earlier than that during the week. Take some time to make our picks and things like that. But when we do a weekend edition, obviously look for it in the morning as it gets you ready for college and NFL. But we're off to a good start there, and I kind of like it. It keeps me a little accountable to pick, my 5 favorite games and actually think about them. I know I don't give a huge analysis, but I'm not a huge analysis guy. Like, why would I change my brand? Like, this is the stupidest sports show on earth because that's what I do, right? So
yeah, eventually it'll get to the point where you'll just write like fart, burp, Lions +5.
Or I'll just be like, see ya, whoever. I should have see ya to Kennesaw State, who actually ended up winning that game. I know we talked about that on the Wednesday version. I'm still kind of appalled by that. Like, Kennesaw State won their first ever college football game against Liberty, who hadn't lost. You got to be kidding me.
Like what can you do though, right?
Yeah. I'm not even mad. Yeah, I wasn't even mad about it. And I actually quit being mad about it when I saw it was like 14-14 at halftime. I'm like, yeah, okay, Liberty's not covering this game. And at that point, you kind of just want that team to lose. Because, like, if you're not going to cover, you might as well just lose. Like, I don't care who wins the game. Like, I honestly don't care about either one of those teams.
Right. Like what joy do you get if Liberty wins that game by 3 touchdowns? Like, they still didn't cover. It's like, at that point, just freaking lose. And they did. So good. So it made you happy.
It may, just lose. Either you win for me or you lose for me, and you lost. So good job, Liberty. I mean, 6-0. They were 6-0. Like, really? Anyways, here we go. Well, I won't get back to that thrilling Liberty Kennesaw State game, but I will say last night Pittsburgh. I was all over that one. Did you see Kyle McCord for Syracuse? He threw 3 pick sixes, 3 of them. Pittsburgh defense had 3 defensive touchdowns on them. It was not the game plan that I thought. It wasn't the script that I thought this game was going to go. Obviously, I got the game right. But, like, I kept looking at how they scored, and I'm like, oh, defensive touchdown. The first 2 touchdowns were pick 6, and then he had another one before the half. 3 pick sixes. Nice job, Kyle.
That's just at some point, man, just like hand the ball off.
And they were pretty long. They were pretty long touchdown interceptions too. So, anyways, that's what happened, and we got some college games tonight as well.
Yes, we got a lot. So we don't have the Equinox until Monday. However, this weekend is still pretty eventful. We have tonight's World Series Game 1, Yankees-Dodgers. The World Series that the media has told us that all of us want. So apparently we should be very excited for it. I am, but we have college football tonight, tomorrow. We have NFL on Sunday. We even have NBA this weekend, our first NBA weekend of the year. Plus, if you're into the NHL, I know you and I both are, but we got NHL games this weekend too. Rodney, let's say I can only give you one sport to watch all weekend, and you are restricted to this sport. So if you choose the 2 World Series games, that's it. You only get World Series. If you choose college football, you only get college football. What are you going with?
Honestly, I think I got to go back to. I got to go to Sunday and got to go the entire slate of the NFL. Because it gives me a longer span. I can sit all day from noon to 10 and do the NFL. And I don't even know as if I have a game or 2 that I love. Maybe I'm buying. Maybe I'm just addicted to that National Football League. Let's be honest. I am. College football tomorrow will be fun. I'm not around as much tomorrow, so I'm going to watch. And I know in your rules I can't. World Series. I mean, that's a great question because I want to watch. I'm going to watch all of them. But if I'm probably doing one, I'll just wait for Sunday and take the entire slate of NFL.
So what you're saying is Rodney, who is a very big baseball fan.
Yeah.
Who loves baseball. Was baseball, because like me, baseball was my first sort of favorite sport. Was it the same for you?
Yeah, I'd say so. Growing up, Cardinal baseball was number one, and Major League Baseball in general. And yeah, I mean, it's tough because so Series comes in before college in this. So 1A is NFL, 1B is World Series, and then 3 is college football in this scenario. Like I can skip the college football weekend if I have to. It's good. But I can get it another time. I could get it in November when baseball's over. So it's close between the NFL and the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, we were looking at the numbers. So that terrible Thursday night game, that Broncos Saints game from a couple Thursdays ago, got like more than twice the viewers of either ALCS or NLCS game. So, like, I think that just shows, and that's an Amazon Prime Thursday night football game, by the way. That kind of just shows like how much we are obsessed / addicted to football. Because I'm kind of like, I'm with you. Like, if I had to choose, like, I'm probably picking NFL Sunday, which is insane because, okay, we have Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees. Like, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Garrett Cole, New York Yankees. Great. The other side, we got Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, LA Dodgers. Awesome, right? These two teams playing each other. First time in my lifetime that we've seen this World Series. I know we saw it a lot way back when, and that's kind of an older rivalry, but like first time in my lifetime that we've seen this, it should be, you'd think, one of the higher rated World Series that we've had at least probably since the Cubs won, to be honest with you. Probably since Cubs formerly Indians were like, that's probably the one that this is going to rival. But yet here I am, and I'm like, you know what? Give me Jets Patriots. Give me Packers Jaguars and Titans Lions and Cardinals Dolphins and Colts Texans and Saints Chargers. Like Rodney, like it's not even a good NFL slate. No. It's not. It's not a good NFL slate. And yet I'm sitting here saying, like, give me 7 hours of commercial-free football on Red Zone.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football, and that's it. And you can have your World Series. Yeah. That disgusts me to say that, but I'm just being honest with myself. And like that's what I'm saying. Like, we both love baseball, and yet we're sitting here and we're picking like Packers Jaguars over Yankees Dodgers.
Are we addicted to the Sunday? Yeah. Hey, it's all day. It's multiple. I mean, the World Series is obviously one game. Now, Saturday, obviously multiple, even more action than the NFL. But it obviously has to do with like fantasy and betting, and you can do that in college. But Sunday, we're addicted to Sunday afternoons.
It's like it's a problem. But like, I love the way that Sundays make me feel, just like lounging on the couch, do whatever, and just watching football. I also hate it, kind of depending on like how the games are going and how the bets are going and fantasy and all that shit. But like, I enjoy it. And like baseball, you don't really have that. You kind of just like, okay, yeah, I'll just pop this game on, and then you kind of go in and out and whatever. No,
I'm with you. Great question, and I'm guessing I'm gonna put it up on a social media today and see what some of our responses are, because I'm curious. I'm curious if others are as addicted as we are to that Sunday.
Right. Yeah. And you could chime in too. If you're watching along on the show, you could like drop us a comment, Twitter, or YouTube, let us know. You can only watch one this weekend. You get both World Series games. You get any college football. You get any NFL, or you're going off the board and you're really interested in like Pelicans, Trailblazers instead. Which one are you going with?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I'll gauge our responses today. Maybe we'll come back Tuesday. Actually, if we do our little special Monday Equinox Twitter Spaces, maybe we can see what everybody did then.
That's not a bad idea. See, look at that. See, this is where the live show production meeting comes into play right there. You're able to effortlessly tie it into what we're talking about.
I mean, we're like weeks or months away from probably hiring a full-time production manager. So, I mean, that would be his or her job, is to give us those ideas. Then all we got to do is show up in our mansion in our black dark room there on the beach in Hawaii and talk.
It's not a black dark room. It's kind of like a tannish color. It just looks a little dark because it's dark outside. Like, I wish I could just like it's a great, flex for me to do the show and you see just like palm trees or whatever in the background. We're actually right next to a golf course too, which is really nice. Like, you can't really see that. Like, it's just pitch black outside. It's 3:30 in the morning Hawaii time.
The natives are not awake on Friday morning at 3:30 in the morning.
No, but like also like the people in the resort complex, we got people above us and below us right now, and I hope that we're not waking them up as they just hear us talking about like, get us on State and Liberty. Man, what an upset.
Oh yeah, gotta love it.
Okay, Rodney, real quick before we get to best bets for betting. So, all right, we're back to the real world. You can actually watch any sports you want. So, World Series, we're going to watch tonight, or at least you're going to be able to watch. Do you have a prediction on how the series is going to go? I think I know where you're going, and we might disagree on it.
I'm going Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm
going Dodgers. I don't obviously continue to love the Dodgers pitching staff and what they, what's going to happen is Jack Flaherty's game one, after that, are they going to be able to get through this World Series and shut down the Yankees offense? But I do love the Dodgers offense, even more so than the Yankees offense. And I think I don't know if I should say they're a more experienced. They're a more experienced postseason team with guys like Freddie and Mookie Betts and things like that. Now, Ohtani and Judge are both pretty similar in their postseason experience. I'm going to take the Dodgers, and boy, do I hope it goes 7. I think we would love to see Major League Baseball go 7 games, come back to LA for a game 7, and get the, what it'd be like Halloween night or November 1st or something. Finish the season strong. I'll go ahead and just say Dodgers in 7. I'll take LA in 7. It gets back to LA in a thriller. And Judge and Ohtani are the best 2 players in the series, but they play like the best 2 players in the series as well. I will go on record and say they perform the best of anybody in this series. Those 2.
Man, that would be great for baseball to have that, so where they're actually performing and delivering on those expectations, because every single pregame show is just going to be featured about them and just talking about them and trying to like get people excited to watch. And like, believe it or not, this probably might be like one of the first times that, just because there are some very, very casual baseball fans who don't tune in at all until the World Series, and this might be their first exposure to one or even both of these guys, like for a long basis rather than just like here and there. So yeah, that would be ultimate. I'm going with the Yankees though. And it has nothing to do with my Dodgers hate. I promise. It's a couple of reasons. It's number one, I think that the advantage in pitching is significant. Like we're talking about Flaherty and Yamamoto. Those are probably the 2 Dodgers starters that are like locked in. Flaherty has a 7 ERA this postseason. Yamamoto's got a 5.11 ERA this postseason. They haven't been particularly sharp. I know Yamamoto had, I think, a good start in the NLCS or NLDS to wrap that series up, but they haven't been particularly great. So that's one reason. And number 2, the Dodgers have had a very weird sort of like 2 series where they haven't played a lot of close games. And like against the Mets, like they were able to get out, and like every single win that they had by the Mets, they were like, okay, they were up 5 or 6 runs early. That's good. I don't know if they're going to have that same sort of strength against the Yankees here. And then in close situations, like I'm basically like, okay, who would I rather have in these close games? I think just the Dodgers bullpen is just going to be used a lot more, which means like a tired bullpen just means more susceptible to errors. And so for those reasons, I'm leaning toward the Yankees here. I'm taking Juan Soto to be your World Series MVP, and I think the Yankees will win this series in 6 games.
6 games. So win it at home. No. This is the 2-3-2 method, isn't it? Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah. So it would be at LA, game 6. Yeah. So you get 2 starts from Garrett Cole. So it would be who? Carlos Rodon game game 6
from him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Yankees here. That's my official pick.
Yeah, game 2 is Rodon against Yamamoto. So theoretically, those two are going to go back in game 6. It'll be interesting to see.
And then so the Dodgers are throwing their two best starters for at home, and then I have no idea what they're going to do in New York. Like one of those probably going to be a bullpen game. Like I don't know. Feel like you take a bullpen game to Yankee Stadium. Their first World Series at Yankee Stadium in 15 years. I don't know if the Dodgers are going to have the same sort of luck that they did like against the Mets.
Yeah. I'm assuming, although he's been pretty poor, I'm assuming Walker Buehler is going to get a start still.
Yeah. And I mean, and Buehler's he's been okay. Like the one really bad start against San Diego wasn't really his fault. That was when the infield just was a disaster behind him. And then he had a really strong start against the Mets. So Walker Buehler should get a little bit of credit here, but I like Flaherty and Yamamoto are probably like the two sort of mainstays, but none of those starters are going deep into games. That's what I'm saying. Like they're not going deep. They're going to be using the bullpen a lot, and they've already been using them a lot. And I don't know how long it's sustainable.
All right. Well, you got Yankees in 6. I got Dodgers in 7. Here we go.
Man, it feels so gross. Just like being like, oh yeah, go Yankees. Ugh.
Like, it is. And I won't root for anybody. Obviously, my games per night will be what I bet on that night. That's how I'll root for it. But I don't care who wins the World Series. Like I don't have the LA hate. I don't have the LA hate. Obviously, Dodgers hate as much as you do, being an Angels fan. I get that. I get it. And then the New York side, and maybe it's because of multiple trips in New York, being in New York's, being the Yankee Stadium. I don't know. I enjoyed going there, and I enjoyed some of the fans I met there. So I don't hate it as much as a lot of the country does. I would hate the Cubs against the Royals a lot more, being Chicago and Kansas City.
Do you have like a hatred for the Royals? I know
not really.
Probably a strong
word. I really just threw American League team out there. I don't know as if there's an American League team I don't like.
I mean, for the Cardinals, the rivalry would be the Royals.
Would be the Royals. Yeah, I mean, they play 3 times a year, 4 times a year, or whatever. So it's not that. I kind of like the team that the Royals put together. It's not a team you can necessarily hate. Like, how can you hate Salvador Perez? How can you hate Bobby Witt? That's a team that's put together. I just kind of threw out American League team. Probably be like the Texas Rangers. Like, you can't, or it'd really be the Astros.
Yeah,
that would be my most disliked. Astros, Cubs in the World Series. Yeah, sign me not up for that one.
So basically, like every year since 2017.
Yeah.
That makes this is fun. I'm trying to remember the last World Series that had a team that I didn't actively hate.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
No, well, I've had basically the Astros or Dodgers in pretty much every World Series, but then last year I had the Rangers. Like Angels and Rangers are big division rivals, so I don't like them. It would probably be 2016 was when it was Cubs and Indians,
right?
But at that time, I didn't really hate. Like I kind of just rooted against the Cubs because I like chaos, and I just wanted to see them upset. Yeah, and then what was 2015? 2015 was who? Royals and Mets?
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, so maybe Royals Mets was the last one where there was a World Series where I was pretty neutral on both teams and I didn't really care who won.
Right.
That's a long ass time.
It is a long time. That's a long time of hating the Fall Classic.
That's just because even before that, like I was tired of the Giants and their even year bullshit, dude. So I was like rooting against them. And then 2013, it was like Cardinal Nation versus the Red Sox. I'm like, God, like why can't I catch a break here?
Yeah. No, But you have one this year with the Dodgers.
No, you're right. Like, and again, like it's been Dodgers or Astros, and then like if it's not one of that, then it's the Rangers. It's like I can't win. Like, why can't it just be the Orioles and the Brewers? Like, I would love an Orioles Brewers World Series. That'd be amazing. But no, I would be the only person that would like that. And Orioles and Brewers fans wouldn't even like it. I would love it though.
Two teams that absolutely tanked in the postseason.
Oh God, yeah. But that's that's the problem. All of the teams that I naturally sort of like side with, they're all like really good regular season teams, and then they get to the postseason and then they just wet their pants. And then that's it. And then the Astros and the Dodgers are the ones who end up advancing. Like
they're all GCDs.
Yes, they are Liberty level GCDs.
That's a good one. Liberty level. That's good. That's good.
All right. Should we do some best bets for betting?
Yeah, man. Let's get to it.
All right. Yeah, but probably be a little bit shorter of a show today. Again, I can't stress this enough. It's 3:42 in the morning.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things on Friday for you guys to do to get out there and get going. It's really nice here in the Midwest. Get outside, get ready for your day of sports. Like you're going to be watching lots of sports this weekend. Like we'll cut you. It's like getting out of class early. Like we're gonna dismiss you a little early to get ready for your weekend. It's early for you, bro.
We're going to a volcano national park today.
That sounds fun.
Like the Big Island, there's just this big ass volcano, and like the whole thing, it's like the size of Kauai, which is one of the Hawaiian islands. Like the thing is huge, and it's like an all-day thing. So I'll be rummaging through volcanic rock and such. That's my plan today.
Don't forget the Substack.
Oh, I have it. I did one time. One time.
All right. Well, I just know you're busy today, and when you get busy, the Substack, we can't make it Lubstack. We got to make it Wubstack. Oh, here we go. All
right. Best bets for betting. I promise that the best bets for betting record, what you're going to see, especially for myself, much worse than what you're getting on the Substack. I'm giving the good stuff to the people who are subscribing to the Substack. So best bets for betting here are just a decoy. But no, in all actuality, we try here. We try, and Roddy's doing pretty well. He's sitting at 16, 13, and 2 going into the officially the ninth week of best bets for betting now.
So
this is episode 18. Yeah. All right. And then I'm sitting at 10, 20, and 1. Just I got that's bad. That's a really, really, really bad record.
It's not good. Yeah.
It's really bad.
Not good.
No. All right. Lead us off, Rodney. You have the first pick today.
Yeah, I'll go with it's tonight. Boise State on the road at UNLV. Big game in the Mountain West. In fact, probably the game of the year in the Mountain West. Winner is kind of got the heads up for that. It's on the CBS Sports Network tonight. So if you get that, you'll be able to watch that. I'll take Ashton Genty and the Boise State Broncos winning on the road in Vegas. It's 3.5. I don't love that hook. Vegas kind of knows what they're doing with that hook, but Boise State is a team that can score. So I think they do get ahead, stay ahead, maybe keep that lead. Boise State has one loss, and that came in a 3-point loss at the number one team in the country, the Oregon Ducks. So I do believe that Boise State is a very talented team. UNLV has also got one loss. Now, remember, they lost their starting quarterback and running back kind of mid-season. Their loss was to Syracuse. We saw what Syracuse did last night. Boise State's the better team. I'll take the Broncos minus 3.5 tonight at home. Or on the road, excuse me.
Love it. All right. My best bet, number 1. We're staying with Friday. And it's the first time that we've had NBA in the best bets for betting.
Love it.
If you have been following our Substack, you'll know that NBA might be our ticket to wealth and success. We've had several spread bets so far. We're hitting them all. And the good thing about this early season is that odds makers are really sort of underrating certain teams and overrating others. Like we were seeing, like I'll give you an example here. The Trailblazers were playing the Golden State Warriors, and they were giving the Warriors what was the line that we got, Rodney? Was it like 6 points?
6, yeah.
So they thought the Golden State Warriors were only 6 points better than the Portland Trailblazers, who are terrible, who are a terrible basketball team. And obviously Golden State blew them out. Now we're going into Friday. We see the exact same thing. The Pelicans, who rolled through the Bulls, are only 5.5-point favorites at the Trailblazers. I don't care that Dejounte Murray is hurt. I mean, obviously that sucks. I mean, I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying like I don't care because I don't think it is going to make this game close because out goes Dejounte, in goes Zion Williamson. So you got Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum against the Portland Trailblazers team that's who? Denny Avdia?
Yeah.
Like, Scoot Henderson? No, don't overthink it. Pelicans, 5.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a big deal. I think it's a big deal that the big guy Zion comes back, and I am glad to see him back. I do root for Zion Williamson. I really want him to be great. I think a lot of us do because that would be fun for the league, and he is good, but he needs to play. He needs to play, and he needs to play a lot. Anyways, yeah, I'll take this one as well. Home away, it doesn't matter. The better team wins. The better team wins by at least a half dozen points. This is similar to the Pacers Pistons one that we got.
Yes, which admittedly, that was a sweat.
Yeah, big time. But we'll take a sweat. Pelicans win by 6 tonight, and we cash our money, right?
Right.
That's really all there is to it. They can be trailing for a while, they can be losing for a while, but in the end, they win by 6, we win. So
another one I was looking at, it's not best bet, but another one I was looking at though, Warriors are only 2.5-point favorites against Utah. The reason I didn't take it is because I think that Utah is a much better team than like what Portland was, and going to Utah always kind of like just, you have the elevation, like it's a really good home environment there. It scares me a little bit. Like I think Utah could win that game. So like that's a line where it's like it feels sort of like a trap there. So I'm sticking. So I decided to stick with Pelicans. Just basically finding those like close-ish lines where there's one team that just is clearly better than another team.
Yeah. So Utah, I watched a little bit of that Utah game, and they spent a ton of time at the free throw line. In fact, I think they had over 45 free throws shot in that game. And they still lost at home to the Grizzlies. I mean, that's how Lauri Markkanen did his work. He was 13 for 14 from the free throw line. Not sure that'll happen in a game against the Warriors. I'm not sure they'll foul nearly as much. Golden State scored almost 140 points. I kind of like that too. I probably will add that to my resume. I won't put it in the Substack, but one I might throw some money on tonight as well. I'll do to my second game now. We're going to go to college football, and I'm gonna stick with what's got me going so far this year, and that's been the Navy boys. They are at home. Midshipmen are 6-0. They are coming off a 51-17 win over Charlotte. Yes, Notre Dame is better than Charlotte. I can promise you that. But Notre Dame's not elite. They could be a top 12 team. I get it. But Navy's undefeated. Notre Dame's trying to keep that playoff chance alive. I think we're going to see a competitive game here. I will keep Navy within 2 scores here, 14. Notre Dame can win this game by 13, and I'm happy. I don't care. Navy covers the 2 touchdown spread.
Have you lost a bet on Army or Navy this year?
No,
I've been taking them every single game spread, no matter what it is, and it seems like it's been hitting. Like they're against the spread records. It's just got to be amazing.
Well, yeah. So Navy, yes, Navy. Obviously, they played Bucknell to start the year. There was really no spread on that game, but they beat Temple by 27. They beat Memphis by 12 in a game where people didn't know they'd even beat Memphis. They beat UAB by 23, Air Force by 34, Charlotte by 34. So I mean, they're covering everything.
Yeah, all the spreads are like 17.5 for those games.
Yeah, for sure. So yes, I've done really well with these teams, and I will stick with Navy in this one.
All right, my second best bet for betting. Big favorite, but we have to give credit where it's due. And the U went to Louisville.
Yeah. And
they pulled that game out. They needed 52 points to do it. They gave up 45. That was a fun game, but the U held on. They're still unbeaten. They're the 6th-ranked team in the nation. They are now back home against Florida State. Normally, Rodney, this would have been a rivalry game. This would have been one of the games to watch for all year, but Florida State is 1-6. Easily, I think we can say this comfortably, easily the most disappointing team in all of college football, given that this team was ranked going into the year and is now 1-6. It is just a horrendous football team. So This is Cam Ward putting another game on his potential Heisman resume. Miami's offense is just cruising right now. They'll win this game by over 3 touchdowns. Give it to you.
One thing you and I both did here with our college football bets. Well, one of mine was like we both have Heisman contenders, and as we get late in the season, Ashton Genty leads his team, Cam Ward leads his team. I mean, that's what happens late in the season. Best players take over and they win the game. So I don't have an argument with this. 21 scares me a little bit in a rivalry game and a state battle there. But I think you're on the right side. I may stay away from this, but I think you're on the right side.
Well, it scares me, but real quick, but like I also look at that first game that Miami had was at Florida.
Yeah.
That's a rivalry game on the road and destroyed them.
Yeah.
And now they're at home later in the year against a worse team in Florida State. So, but yes, it's a rivalry game, and 3 touchdowns is scary, but I think this is a chance for Miami to just really put a punctuation on what's been a great year for them.
I love it. My third one's going to go to the NFL, and I'm going to ride with, and so be careful with this line because I got it 11.5. I know some places already have it at 12, 12.5. And I say be careful, but honestly, I think I could take this all the way up to 13.5. I'm fairly comfortable with the Lions winning this game by 2 touchdowns or more. Kind of one of those don't overthink it. Like you got the Detroit Lions team who is one of the best teams in the NFL and started to play that way here consistently. They did have the one loss where we're like, okay, I'm not real sure about Detroit, but won 4 straight since then, have scored 42, 47, and 31 in their last 3 games. Like if they scored 31 in this game, I don't know if the Titans are going to get to 20. So obviously a 31-20 game, yes, maybe we don't cover that 11.5. We get the 11. That sucks. But like I don't think Detroit's going to stop at 31, and I'm pretty sure the Titans aren't going to get over 20. So I'm comfortable here with the Lions at anywhere from 13.5 down. Obviously get it now before it goes to 13 or 13.5, but I like the Detroit Lions. I just think they're way too good for Tennessee, and I don't really care who plays under center for Tennessee in this game. Is it going to be Mason Rudolph? I guess. I don't even know as if I've heard which one's getting the start, Rudolph or it looks like Rudolph's trending to start towards week 8, but who cares, right? Rudolph, Levis, it doesn't move the needle for me either way. I'll take Detroit.
I'm with you on that pick, by the way. I mean, it's just too big of a mismatch to just think that anything silly happens. All right, my third best bet for betting, the Bills go to Seattle as a 3-point favorite. Seattle hasn't been as great at home as they normally are. They lost to the Giants at home. They lost to the Seahawks, to the 49ers by double figures at home. And now they return. They were coming off a really great win, and I bet against them last week. I took the Falcons against them. The Seahawks obviously cruised against the Falcons. But now they welcome Buffalo to town. The Bills are still a very good football team that crushed the Titans, that edged the Jets, barely lost to the Texans. They're a good football team. I think the line is just too small given the discrepancy in talent here, and they're just putting too much stock into the Seahawks at home at Seattle, 12th man, Legion of Boom, all that shit. So don't overthink it. It's Josh Allen. It's a better team in Buffalo. Amari Cooper is going to be great there. Give me Buffalo, 3-point favorite. They're going to win this game by at least 4.
Yeah, I think you're right here. One of the ones I considered as well didn't get there because I like this last one a little bit more. And I will take the Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, these guys played a thriller recently, and it was a thriller that went into overtime. Atlanta won the game in overtime. It was that Hodge touchdown in overtime that won the game 36-30. But how's Tampa going to get into a shootout in this one? I don't see it happening. No Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin. Like, that's a huge problem for Tampa. That's a huge problem. Like, you're going to have to depend on Jalen McMillan. We've seen the Tampa rush offense. Like, okay, Tucker had a pretty good game once, but, like, are we going back to him? And then, like, Bucky Irving and Rashad White have been fairly inconsistent, to be honest. So, I don't see a scenario where Tampa Bay can hang within 3 here. I get it. It's a divisional rivalry game. It actually is for first place in the NFC South. But I think Atlanta finishes the sweep and kind of, because every once in a while when you make your picks, you got to start looking back at, okay, who did I pick to win this? Like who do I think was supposed to be the better team? Well, we both like Atlanta a little bit more than Tampa Bay, and that's where I'm at here. Atlanta is significantly better than Tampa Bay without those receivers. I'll take the Falcons in a small number at 2.5 on the road.
Yeah, this game, I thought about it too, but I was scared because I was like, normally I would like Tampa here, but I don't know, no Evans, no Godwin. I don't know. I just don't know if they're going to have the firepower to hang.
Yeah, I can't get on the Tampa side. I really like Atlanta here, and I think this is their opportunity. I mean, they're going to go 2 games up in the division. There'll be 1 in the standings, but 2 with the tiebreaker. So I think Atlanta takes advantage of it here, and maybe Bijan gets going a little bit here. We'd like to see that, but we'll see.
All right, this is my 4th and final best bet. I kind of alluded to this earlier in the week. We're going to Monday Night Football. I didn't want to bet the Steelers 6 points here. I didn't want to have to root against my team. That said, I told you that I don't think the Giants are going to score more than 6 points on Monday. They're just this game is, they put the number nice and low at 36.5. I'm telling you, it's going to be even worse than that. It's going to be lower than this. Like Rodney, 24-7. Steelers win this game 24-7, right? You could see that though, right? Yeah. And that's still comfortably under.
Yeah.
36.5. Even 24-10 is way under. And I'm giving the Giants more than I even saying that they're going to score. This is going to be a terrible game on your Sports Equinox. There won't be points. It won't be pretty. The Steelers are going to win, but it's going to be very low scoring. Under 36.5 points. Enjoy it.
So being the primetime expert of the show, like I hate these 2 primetime games. I hate the 2 primetime games. Like I have no good feeling either way. Cowboys, 49ers Sunday night. I mean, typically I would be like, okay, 49ers, but like this is not a healthy 49ers team. This is not a right 49ers team. Like there's a problem here with San Francisco. And and obviously you hold a Dallas, like why would you put any hard-earned money on Dallas? Like that's the problem there as well. 4.5 points staying away from. And then I'll be honest, like for a guy that picks against the Giants a lot, like I can't do it right now. I can't find myself doing it. I think that it is more Pittsburgh than it is the Giants. Like I struggle betting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like I got beat last week by the Steelers. I struggle with them. So right now, I have no leans on either one of those primetime games, and it's kind of taken away my tag. But I need something to spark me here over the next 48 hours for these primetime games.
You have so much honor and courage to remove the primetime NFL expert tag because you're unsure about these primetime games. You're like, a real expert would have no doubts.
Right? I mean, I can't. I mean, if I'm going to spend money on it, and this is where I'm trying to get better over the years, that if I'm going to, I gotta have a conviction on one of these games, and I don't right now. I say this, and I'll probably still find a bet that I like and find a lineup in DFS that I like because it's Sunday night. Like I'm not going to sit here and watch Cops reruns. Like I'm going to watch Sunday Night Football. And then Monday night after the kids' events, I'm going to get home at 7:30, and I'm going to quickly turn to the NFL, and I'll have a bet on it. But like right now, I can't. You've seen some of my bets for parent times. Like I've had some decent amount of money on them, but like I can't do that for these guys. I can't do it. I can't. Something's going to have to get to me over the next 48 hours for me to put any kind of real good money on them.
This is a little off topic, but you mentioned Monday. Is YouTube TV doing a Sports Equinox multi-view?
Probably, and that'd be cool because you'll get obviously the Monday Night Football game. You'll get World Series Game 3 in New York, so obviously that's a fun one. You'll get like let's see here. Let's play a quick game in the NBA. You'll get like Bucks Celtics.
That's good.
Not a bad basketball game. Cavs at Knicks. I mean, the NBA slate Monday is actually phenomenal. There are about 10 games. Bulls at Grizzlies, Lakers at Suns. So let's just say you get Celtics Bucks. So Celtics, Bucks, Yankees, Dodgers, Monday Night Football between the Giants and Steelers.
The Giants Steelers is easily the worst of all of those.
Yeah, which will be watched the most. And then if you want to go to the ice, you can get. Let's just throw. Kind of gross.
of course, the NHL drops the ball.
Blackhawks Avalanche. I mean, okay, you're getting Connor Bedard and Nathan McKinnon. If not, then you're going like Predators Lightning. You're going.
Yeah, that's
a pretty gross NFL. So you're probably getting like Blackhawks Avalanche at 8:00 because you're going to see the Wonder Boy in Chicago against the Avalanche. But regardless, if there's a hockey game on, that's cool. You all see all four sports. I'll sign me up.
Oh, I look forward to the sports equinox every year. It'll be a great day. All right, let's wrap up the show here, Rodney. You have another Barry Bonds stat of the day.
Yeah, and this one's pretty simple. Could be quite honest with you. Didn't do a ton of research on this one. It is a true fact. It is a true stat, and I think we've alluded to this during our mini Barry Bonds stat of the day, but. We've talked about Barry Bonds came in the league in 1986. He left the league in 2007, which is a huge span of seasons. I talked last time, 100 games every season. But the only season Barry Bonds struck out over 100 times was once. There's one time. And keep in mind, in Major League Baseball, dudes are striking out close to 200 times a year nowadays. And everybody is striking out 100 times. Everybody. Your best contact hitter striking out a ton. The only time he struck out over 100 times was his rookie season, 102 times. After that, never struck out 100 times in a season. That's pretty impressive for a guy that swings for the fences every damn time he swings. 102 is rookie season. His next highest was 93. He did that twice. He had a 92 in there, a bunch of 80s. The one season he played 112 games and only struck out 43 times.
So how many career strikeouts does he have?
Yeah, so Barry Bonds struck out 1,539 career strikeouts. That's an average of 70 a season. 70. That's not very many.
1,539. So I just pulled up Aaron Judge randomly.
Yes.
Aaron Judge is sitting at 1,209 strikeouts through 9 seasons.
Yeah.
So he's had a 200 strikeout season.
Yeah. And
the 2020 year, he played only about half the year, so we don't count that. But every full season he's played, he has had no fewer than 130 strikeouts.
Yeah.
This past season, he had 171. So, I mean, he will pass Barry Bonds within the next 2 seasons.
Yeah, and how old's Aaron Judge? Is he 30 yet?
Oh, he's over 30. He's 32.
Okay. 32, yeah. So I mean, okay, so if he plays 5 more seasons, he's gonna have 200 or 300 more than Bonds and playing significantly less of a career. But I mean, it just the amazing stats of Barry Bonds. That one really struck me because I was looking through. I was like, certainly he had another 100 strikeout season. No, he did not. His rookie year. And you expect that a little bit in your rookie year, especially coming in as a power hitter. He only had 16 home runs that rookie year. It wasn't great his rookie year. In fact, hit 223. But obviously Barry Bonds, great player. So there's your Barry Bonds stat of the day, which brings me to the point, and I'm going to go ahead and do this before you do this. Maybe you want to sponsor the Barry Bonds stat of the day. You like hearing it. We're putting it out there cheap. That way you can get your name on it. You can hear Barry Bonds stat of the day with your name on it. Or when we convert to the Shohei Ohtani stat of the day or any elite player. Honestly, I think at some point, and we're going to lose listeners with this one. We could do like a LeBron James stat of the day. Oh,
too woke.
Yeah, too woke. Go back to Michael Jordan if you want. But anyways, right now we're at the Barry Bonds stat of the day, and it is a sponsorable opportunity. All the segments here on the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth are, yes, there is a press release that's still out there getting ready to be sent, but our interns are fixing it up and making sure it's all good. So when that comes out there, give you all the details, and we expect you to then contact us and get going. So there you go. I'll do that before you can do it.
Oh, no, that's perfect. Yeah. Well, yes. You said it very well. Put your name on anything, any of our segments, us even. I said for the right price, I would legally change my name to your business. So just something to consider. But yeah, and it also just helps keep the show going. Rodney and I are funding this entire operation right now. And ideally, in a perfect world, we would like to make money from this. And I know you would like to make money from this. So let's help each other. Help me, help you.
That's right.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Reminder, though, that you can follow the show at Stupid Sports Show on Twitter. Another sponsorable opportunity. And the podcast as well. Anything that you missed throughout our live shows, you can go back and listen. Spotify, Apple, iHeart, wherever. And now, Rodney, we are on Substack. Hooray. We've talked about it for the last couple of weeks. Every single day, Rodney and I are sending out an emailed newsletter that has more picks, best bets for that day. If you have been following us from the beginning, you are making money. Congratulations. We hope to keep it rolling. And we will continue to write little Substack blurbs, do some picks there every single day indefinitely. And if you subscribe before October 31st is done, you are entered to win a jersey.
That's
How
right.
about that?
That's right. And reminder to you to not forget today.
One time.
And we got all sorts of hate mail that you didn't have yours in there, and they didn't want to see just my picks. They would like to see your picks as well.
One time. All right. Well, that does it for the Stupidest Sports Show. I got to go work on this Substack. I got to hop off here.
Good luck in the volcano today.
Thank you. I will try not to fall into my death. But if that does happen, just know I'm questionable for Tuesday's show.
And I'm looking for a new co-host.
Yes.
Effective immediately. Like if you fall in that volcano today,
yeah,
I expect a co-host to be in here by Tuesday.
Yeah. So let's put it this way. At least make sure the resumes are polished. Yeah. And then if I fall in the volcano, go ahead and send them to Rodney. But just proactively make sure that they're ready to go. So that way you can get the resume in as soon as possible to Rodney.
That's right. That's right. Well, good luck. Good. Don't fall in the volcano. Hopefully Amber doesn't push you a little bit.
Thanks. Whoop.
Yep.
Whoopsie. Yeah.
Sorry.
That was an accident. All right. This got dark. He is Rodney Newpel. I'm Tim the Slim Reaper Van Stratton. We'll be back Tuesday, our regular show, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Central. I'll be back from my assignment, so everything will be standard there. And we'll recap the sports equinox, the World Series, NFL. There'll be a lot of stuff to talk about. Tuesday will be a fun one. So, all right, let's get out of here. Enjoy your weekend. Follow us on Substack. Follow us on Twitter. And we'll talk to you later, everyone. Goodbye.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newpel and Tim Van Stratton.